Hello and welcome. Welcome to Today We Speak English, a podcast for the thinker, the learner, the person who is ready to move. I'm your host, Paul, and this is a conversation, even though you're there and I'm here, especially because of that. This podcast is for you who wants to find your voice in English, even when you think you have no one to speak to. Because the most important conversation you'll ever have in English is the one you have with yourself. This is Today We Speak English, solo but effective. And this is part 1. The conversation starts here. Let's pause for a moment. Think about why you're listening to this. Is it a dream job that requires fluent English? Is it the desire to travel freely, to connect with people from all over the world without that barrier of hesitation? Or maybe it's more personal. Maybe it's about accessing books, films, podcasts, ideas in their original language. Maybe it's about proving something to yourself, that you can. Whatever it is, hold on to that. That's your fuel. Now, I'm going to guess at a problem you might have. You know grammar rules, you have a decent vocabulary, you can understand a lot when you read or listen, but when the moment comes to speak, something happens. There's a gap, a silence, a mental scramble for the right word, the right tense. The fear of a mistake freezes you, and you think, if only I had a patient native speaker to practice with every day, a partner, a teacher. That would be ideal, right? But life isn't always ideal. Time, money, access, shyness, these get in the way. So you wait, and the gap between your knowledge and your speech remains. I understand that completely. But what if I told you that the most powerful tool for bridging that gap has been with you all along? Your own mind, your own voice. The practice you need doesn't require another person's schedule. It requires your intention. This is the core of our method, solo but effective. We are going to turn your internal monologue into your greatest English teacher. The biggest myth in language learning is that you can only improve speaking by speaking to others. That's the goal, yes, but the training ground, that's all you. Think of an athlete. They spend 90% of their time training alone, drills, exercises, repeating movements until they become instinct. When they get to the game, they're ready. Your mind is the gym, and we're going to start training it. It begins with a simple, profound shift from passive consumption to active creation. Listening to podcasts, watching shows, that's crucial input. But today, we focus on output, on generating language from within. We're going to start with what I call narrative your now. It's exactly what it sounds like. You are going to describe in English out loud what you are doing, thinking, and feeling in real time. I can hear the doubt. Paul, that sounds silly. Talking to myself? It might feel awkward at first. Everything new does. But this is not just babbling. This is targeted, conscious practice. You are the subject, and the world around you is the context. There is no pressure, no one to judge your speed or your stumble. You can self-correct. You can search for a word, find it, and use it immediately. This is the safe space you've been looking for. Let's try a tiny experiment. Right now, as you listen, I want you to say one sentence, just one. Describe what you are physically doing. Don't overthink it. Use the present continuous tense. For example, I'll go first. I am sitting in my chair. I am listening to a podcast. Now it's your turn. Pause me if you need to. Say it out loud. You did it. That was the first step. However simple, you formed a thought and vocalized it in English in real time. That is the seed. From this, we build. The beauty of Narrative Your Now is its infinite material. You are always somewhere, doing something, thinking something. You wake up, I am turning off my alarm. The room is a bit dark. I feel tired. You make coffee. I am pouring hot water into the French press. I can smell the coffee grounds. Now I am waiting for 4 minutes. You're stuck in traffic. The cars are moving very slowly. The driver in the blue car is talking on his phone. I am feeling impatient. This does 3 powerful things. First, it connects vocabulary directly to reality. You're not just memorizing the word spoon. You're saying, I am picking up the spoon to stir my tea. The memory becomes experiential. Second, it builds fluency in the most common verb tenses, present simple and continuous, in a natural way. Third, and most importantly, it breaks the seal of silence. It makes speaking in English a normal daily habit, not a special, scary event. Now let's take it one layer deeper. After describing actions, we add intention and plan. This introduces future structures and more complex thinking. For example, I am making this coffee because I have a long morning of work. After I finish my coffee, I will check my emails. I need to prepare for a meeting at 11 a.m. See, we've woven in because, after, the future tense will, and the structure need to. You're no longer just reporting, you're reasoning in English. The next layer is description and emotion. Engage your senses. This coffee I'm drinking is very strong and bitter. It has a dark aroma. The mug is warm in my hands. It's comforting. This builds your adjective vocabulary and connects language to sensory experience, making it richer and more memorable. I want you to practice this for the next week. Don't aim for perfection, aim for frequency. Start with 5 minutes a day. Describe your morning routine out loud. When it feels comfortable, add your intentions. Then add descriptions. You are building a muscle, the muscle of thinking in speech. But Paul, you might ask, what about mistakes? What if I don't know a word? Fantastic questions. This is where your solo practice becomes active learning. If you don't know the word for whisk, or commute, or frustrated, you have 2 powerful options right in your pocket. First, you can paraphrase. I am using the thing for mixing eggs, the metal loops. That's communication. Second, you can immediately look it up. Stop, get your phone, and say, how do you say whisk? Find it, and then immediately use it in 3 sentences. This is a whisk. I am whisking the eggs. The whisk is useful. You've just turned a gap into a solid, learned piece of language. You are your own responsive teacher. This method is effective because it mirrors how we learned our first language. As children, we babbled. We talked to ourselves constantly. We narrated our play. We were not afraid of being wrong. We simply produced sound and language connected to our immediate world. We need to reclaim that fearlessness. So, your mission for part 1 is this. Start the inner conversation. Make it outer. Begin narrating your mundane moments. The magic is not in the complexity of the words, but in the consistent act of vocalizing your thoughts. You are building a direct pathway between your brain and your mouth in English, bypassing the translator in your head. Remember, fluency is not about never making a mistake. It's about the stream of speech flowing without constant paralyzing interruption. Narrative Your Now trains that flow. You are connecting one thought to the next in real time, which is the essence of conversation. As we close part 1, I want you to do one final thing with me. Don't just listen, speak. I'm going to ask you a few simple questions. I'll leave a space for you to answer out loud. Ready? What are you doing right at this moment? Pause. How are you feeling about trying this method? Pause.